Hello there! Welcome back to another stream. Today, I was going to be building something. I was going to be building a droid carrier, actually. I didn't mention it in the title, but we're not going to be building a droid carrier. We're going to be instead taking a look at the Mando sets that I promised ages ago. Let's wait for the camera to settle a little bit before I bring those up. Don't know what's wrong with it. It was fine a second ago. Actually, it's been fine for the last, 10 minutes. And then we suddenly go live and it's like, nope, don't get paid enough to do this. I need to get the more expensive app. That's what it is. They've probably come out, they've probably stopped support for this one, honestly. I should probably check that, make sure I've got the most updated version of each of them. Hello there, Ninjago fan. Speaking of, hello there, Moonshoes. Speaking of Ninjago though, we are coming up to the end of season 15. 3 episodes to go. Oh my ninja, shall we say. Wow, is it Ninjago's just constantly smashing my expectations out of the park. It's kind of crazy at this point how good it's got. I'll have to celebrate watching Ninjago. Let me jot this down. I don't know about time-wise because March we've got the new sets. April we've now got new sets. I'm going to be so busy. But I want to do a tier list of every single Ninjago episode. I was trying to add up the hours. And I think I don't know if I was doing minutes. But I got 1,000 hours. Even that in minutes, that's not right. I know there's about 50 hours in season 0 through 10. I think that was where I started then messing it up and I added a 0 out of anywhere. Somewhere. So that's including all the specials. Not Woo's Tea. It's the only special we haven't watched of Ninjago up till Dragon's Rising. And I don't think we will be watching it. Maybe. Maybe we watch that if we need to wait for season 4 of Dragon's Rising. I still don't have a solid date for that. I don't know if we know. Hello there. Thank you for subscribing. Naylor. Welcome to the channel. Hello there, Ronan. Do any of us, well, I do. I guess, yeah, that question's probably not for me. That's for you, chat. What's all right? Yes. So, Mando sets. I promised this ages ago. Let's take a look. New page layout. How are we feeling? I don't know if I like it yet. I've been working on this a few minutes whilst I waited for the camera to settle and just decided to go live. Why not? Why not? Then at least we can talk about it. I can get some feedback and let's move chat. Oh, you know what? It's all right up there. So we've already kind of given our opinions on these, or at least I have. Let me know in chat if you like any of these new sets. I should have added this Grogu into the comparison, shouldn't I? Oh, do I whack? There's going to be so many polls up on all these sets. Do I whack a poll up for the Brickheads Grogu? I feel like it's different to the other buildable sets. Not as good, that one. Brickheads are amazing. Nothing compared to the buildable Grogus. They're a different scale. Same with the figures. It's like comparing these astronauts, which, by the way, is anyone doing an upscaled astronaut collection? I know the blue one's easy to get. You'd have to decal this middle piece. But the red one should be fairly easy. Maybe the green one. And the tan one. With these shoulder joints, the slopes. I think tan astronauts. It's these domes that will be the hardest. White should be an easy one. I know I said we were looking at Mando sets. Let's get distracted a second. How are the air tanks built? Ooh, they're on a 2... Wait, no, they're using the new 2x2 quarter slopes. I'm pretty sure minifigure Jez didn't do that when he upscaled the spaceman. We'll have to take a look at that. But that's an awkward element because they don't exist in a lot of sets. 2x2 quarter slopes, I think they're called. These ones, 0.7, 26 colors. Coral. Coral's a beautiful color, love that. Only one set though. Oh, the lovebirds. Love that. You'd need to pick up the lovebirds to build a coral space, coral astronaut. Same with dark purple. In the tulip bouquet, given that a few of these are exclusive to botanical sets, a fleshy astronaut is not what I wanted to see. Moana's adventure canoe. Beats having a Dobby lime. Yes, we need a lime astronaut. Anyway, yes, let's go back to the Mando sets. What do we want to take a look at first? There's a few other sets that I haven't really spoken about. TMNT, love that set. Not a fan of the water lilies. We got the brick heads. We have theme. Looking for Star Wars. 14 sets on the way. We've seen, it's the Mando ones, isn't it? We've seen all of the Smart Play compatible. We've seen those and then some. I think it's mainly the X-Wing, the Anzellan ship, and the brick heads. So let's start with my favorite, the X-Wing. Look at this. What a set this is. This is probably one of my favorite sets to come out this year. Carson Taver's X-Wing. I do believe it's Carson Taver. Is the camera's playing up, isn't it? Camera is, you know what? Sometimes we just got to off with my head. Oh, you're joking. Camera has like just fixed itself and is now running smooth. Watch that have just solved everything. Why don't I do shorts anymore? Don't enjoy them. Never really enjoyed shorts. I started off doing shorts. Oh, you know what? Am I even still logged in? Am I logged into TikTok on this computer? I don't know the last time I popped them up. Let me see if I can get my first short. I did delete a few of them, so whoops. Yeah, should have privated them. Don't think there is a way to do it. My oldest video is still available. Oh, the Bad Batch one. That's only from 2023 though. Yeah, there was a few deleted before that. So I've been doing, I kind of started on vertical content way before this, just with different videos, but I only did that then because I didn't have the time to do full-on videos. I think shorts also are a very, we've said about this before on the channel, shorts are a very American form. Most of my viewers on shorts, we're talking 80-90%. Do I have the facts to back that up? Can I get an actual number? I got rid of my shorts ages ago, so I don't think... I could go back and see if I could get this up. Let's get some actual factual numbers. We'll pick a period when the shorts were popping off as well, not just any old period. Yeah, I'm going to keep an eye out for this, but most of my shorts viewers were American. Nothing against America. I mean, you don't want to be there right now, but it just weren't doing well the rest of the world. No one else really watches them, so that's probably why I didn't enjoy them. There was a lot of feedback on them. I am contemplating, if I ever get stuck with anything, shorts will be where I go. That's the perfect avenue for quick question, for a quick response, and very easy to answer. That's a good idea, actually. If I ever need help with a project, I'll just post a quick short, and then there you go. If I'm ever announcing anything as well, it's great for like little self-promos. Oh no, where? Shorts. I could do lifetime. That's a good idea. Let me set it to lifetime. Let me see, out of everyone who's ever seen a short on this channel up to like 2 days ago, we have got, am I able to see? I don't think I can sort them by location. Anyway, this is the X-Wing. I'll keep looking on that for you. See if I can find an actual channel statistic. The New Republic X-Wing Starfighter. Today, I want to get into the nitty-gritty and take a look in the descriptions, take a look. Brick out as well. I pulled that up. We'll keep this up so that we can see the value. Wait, the Lego logo pops up. Sorry, Brick Owl. your logo's just out at the top of the screen. This is Brick Out, if you don't know. And also, Bert's Bricks. Actually, you know what? All these are top stores. I have current baskets being run with at least the top 3. I think I've placed an order from Shedload in the past. These are top UK stores. I'd actually recommend these. Not often I pay attention to these. Look at that, Bert's Bricks, popular global stores as well. Maybe I have to place the order. Because some of the parts for the newer sets, I'm not sure these have been added yet, but they will be added at some point, and we can take a look at the values before and after they come out, which really interests me. But first off, let's have a little read through that. So it's an iconic starship. Capture the X-Wing's classic design and striking blue and white colours of the New Republic as seen in the Mandalorian and Grogu movie. That's in the movie, which makes sense that they're going to do it. Oh, I can see it by location. Yeah, all of these are going to be from the new movie coming out. Oh, I thought I said 80-90%, if I remember correctly. I said 80-90%. Do we think it's around that or more? What do we think? About 80%, more or less? Well, I can tell you 84.3% of Lifetime Shorts views have come from America. 84.3. 5% UK and the rest are just sub 1%. That's crazy. I mean, we are talking about millions and millions of views, almost like 10 million views, surely. Lifetime. My most popular short has over 4 million. I don't keep track of that anymore. Thank you so much for the support on that as well. That was the repo one. That popped off. So happy that I'm not known as the repo guy. 85% basically is a crazy number. Hello there, Mark. Anyway, back to the sets. Oh no! Oh no! Where's it? Where's it gone? Was that the wrong? Oh, that's the old one. My bad. Stow. Oh, play feature. Stow equipment in the rear compartment and check the engines to prepare for battle. Love this feature. This, again, I've spoken about it, but you haven't seen images of this. The mech torso on the back needs to be in all X-Wings going forward. That's a great part of usage. And I love the shape of it as well. And you've got the pistol hidden away, which is something the U-Wing missed out on. The fact the U-Wing didn't have a little blaster storage compartment like... saying that, I don't think the Star Trek set had any weapons stored. Maybe I'm wrong with that. Maybe the gift with purchase, the little shuttle pod, did have weapons in the back. But the fact the U-Wing didn't... And there was another set, the Attack on Ferrix, that... I don't know if that did have some clips. It didn't have enough clips. It's Pancake Day. It is. Anyone else been having pancakes? I had the best pancakes earlier. Little bit of gammon rather than bacon. Bit of gammon. Feel really posh doing that. And yeah, and the usual, some cream with the pancakes, some syrup. Oh, it was lovely. That was what my lunch looked like. There are a few things looking at it that I want to improve. I see that Technic's back. That's got to be the best way to do the X-Wing without the rubber bands, without manually adjusting all 4. I saw there was an Ninjago set that has not a similar feature at all. It was one of Zane's bikes. It was, let's see. I think it was one of Zane's bikes, but I feel like it was a recent bike. Maybe it wasn't called Zane's, but I think Bike's going to come up with so many more. Look at that. Let's see if I can find it in Ninjago. Is it still available? That's the question I should be asking myself, because if not, I don't know what I'm looking on lego.com for. Yeah, let's have a little look on Brickout. Zane's bike. No, is that not what it's called? Cycle. Oh! That's the Zane we were looking for. Zane cycle, maybe? It's not this snowmobile. Anyway, there's a Zane bike that has a similar feature where you open one of the, not wings, but you open one of the little icy bits and it opens the other one. And I like that because you could still just grab a wing, pull the wing open, and it's going to be a bit more fragile, but that will then force the Technic to move, pressing down or lifting up this middle bit. Same thing you'll do to shut them, just force the wing down. And they sit almost flat together, a little gap between them. Maybe at the ends having that little Milky Bar button not only secures it all in, but also acts as a, oh no, actually it might need to secure it. Acts as a little spacer between the two. Zane's Ice Motorcycle. Please, please let that be the one. Zane Ice. That's the one. Thank you, Owen. Zane's Ice Motorcycle, and then when you open one of these side bits, it's on a rubber band and it opens the other side. I thought that was genius. Lovely parts as well. I just wish I could build this. I think there's a Technic beam at the back. Yes, this one that also came in the tie gift with purchase, but I don't have any of these two sets. And the same goes for that big blue blade. I have a few in different colors. It featured in Chima. Was this around the time of Chima? No, this was after Chima, so the Trans Blue is fairly new. Almost picked up that set. And it comes in Pikachu as well. Well, maybe it's worth it buying a few of these Zane bikes if you can get your hands on it and want a Pikachu for cheap. But yeah, it has the same sort of thing. You press one wing and the other one moves the exact same. So I'm sure that could work for this X-Wing. I would have loved to have seen a way for the droid to be fit in, not on studs. I still like the idea of using the rubber Technic axle connectors and trying to squeeze a astromech in. I think that's just something that's never going to happen in a Lego set, unless it's UCS. I think I'm asking for too much. Maybe the droid could be sat down a little lower. One plate. One plate's all I'm asking. Have the set Zane's Ice Motorcycle. I won't beat you to it. Awesome though. Yeah, don't sleep on the little Ninjago sets. What have we got? We'll take a look at Ninjago afterwards. Let's get Star Wars. The figures are Colonel Ward, which is Sigourney Weaver's character in The Mandalorian. I think I pieced that together from the Brickheads having the same name. And this droid here is allegedly Carson Tavers. I saw someone mention that. Someone mentioned that. And New Republic Astromech. It's got a name. It's got a name. I can't think of the name, but it is different to the clone one. Whereas the clone one has the green backing to the sides of the droid, this one doesn't. What was Carson Tavers' droid? R7. Oh yeah, he just calls him R7. We don't have a full name. We don't even see the body. So this must be the first time we see the body of the droid, because there is a post. There's a post on Reddit from April 6th, 2023, theorizing that because of the clone pilot, it's actually got a dark green torso, which would be great for the Conehead droid. They obviously wanted a Conehead droid. So it's not dark green. That would have been nice for a few other custom astromechs. It's instead white. Different print. Hopefully printed on the back. I don't think so though. No, it's not printed on the back. This is why I went full screen as well, so we can actually look at these, get these right up and zoom all the way in. No back printing. Do we think Lego's ever going to change that? I think they should. I think Lego need to be giving back printing on all droids going forward. And I said this since R2 first came out. It's all good having R2. It'd be like releasing a protocol droid or a yeah, like a droid and not giving them printed arms, you know. Just maybe like the Death Star droid and releasing them with just plain silver arms. Why is it taking so long? Come on, come on. Maybe in a collector's set that costs £900. And it's like this guy right here. Maybe it's because 3PO's arms are gold and they are a little different. They're different droids completely. So you're forgiven for that. But this droid down here, come on, no leg for 3PO. R2 best have back printing. I feel like I would have heard if R2 didn't have back printing. Yeah, look at that. R2's got back printing. And the other droid should have had back printing as well on a red torso. Could have been used for so many mocks. Shall we see if we do have parts on Brickout yet? No. Already? This is like an April set. What do you mean already? New Republic X-Wing Starfighter, if you want to part it out, this is where we've got to be careful. New condition, 45 quid, 98%. Obviously, we don't have the figure parts, but just how many parts are we talking? 98% complete. It contains 541 parts that are currently available. They are parts that are available right now on Brickow, 558. 17 parts aren't available right now. Let's go through them. 17 parts. We've got minifigure parts. So Carson Taver's head, helmet, exclusive to the set. Ward's head, helmet, exclusive to the set. Ward's hair, I think, is a recolor. Any hair. I've just noticed something. I've just noticed something amazing that Lego have actually been listening. We all know Lego have been watching the channel, right? We all know Lego have... Oh, didn't want the community page. Shout out to everyone posting in the community. We all know Lego are hopefully subscribed to the Master Mouldie channel. Oh, look, they're live. I might watch that after this stream. We all know Lego have been watching. And Lego have actually taken some feedback from the channel. Coincidence? Probably a coincidence. Do I have any of the Ninjago 15th anniversary sets? Got two already? No, I don't. We will be looking at Ninjago later because they have some really good sets. And I want to check out the cheaper ones. The ones that I really want to build are the gate to the monastery and the blacksmith. I would love to get the old town. I think that would be a great set to pick up. And also like a Chronic, Crux, some of the minifigures, the first Spinjitzu Master and Young Wu and Garmadon are awesome. Worth picking up that set, considering it's under £900 result. But I don't know if I will be picking up any of the Ninjago sets because I have so many Kais, Coles, Jays, and they're central to most of the sets. The old town I think is the most likely for me to pick up, but I still haven't picked up the Bugle, so Daily Bugle from Spider-Man is hot on my wish list, or building a display with it at least. Where were we? Oh yes, so 558 pieces, which for Ninjago's good price per piece. Ninjago is really, really good. I have noticed that. We've got Carson Taver's head and helmet. Ward's head. This is one head. I can almost guarantee this is one head for Ward. For Colonel Ward, one side, we've got the old town and blacksmith. What a result. Wow. Have you built them yet? If so, let me know how they are so I can live vicariously through the chat. We've got the unmasked, unchin strapped here. And then we've got the masked up chin strap. Look at that. Same head. Definitely same head. If Carson Taver is not printed the exact same, I'm going to be disappointed. Does Taver have hair? He has hair. He has hair. Not. Yeah, he has hair. Oh no, he's got enough for a Lego hairpiece for sure. I don't know what hairpiece they'd use for him though. Probably the bald cap with the hair around, like the classic Butler one, which I don't think would do well for Carson Taver. I think they have saved themselves just including that. If they could do like a widow's peak without the widow's peak, That would be a great hairpiece. I'm gonna have to have a little hunt around. Maybe a Widow's Peak grey to white. Something like Neuro in Ninjago, where he's got the black and then the white, but with a Widow's Peak would work, because he does have hair on the top of his head, Tava. He does. Oh, that would be... Hold on. Hold on, does Tava... No, that's not Tava. No. Torso and legs, are they new? They're very good. Old Town is really big. Yeah, I don't know if I would be able to squeeze that on display with some of the things I've got planned. Maybe I'd have to build smaller, like a mini blacksmith. Like a blacksmith microfighter, a little microfighter bounty. Oh, that would look so good. Like a microfighter Ninjago. That's a series I'd love to start. Maybe when Star Wars dies down, I'll kick back into the Ninjago. Jump up, kick back, and spin out all these ideas. We've got Carson's head, helmet, Ward's head, helmet, hair, droid torso, droid head. That's already 7. 548. So that means there are 10 exclusive parts on this X-Wing. They're stickers. We've had so many of them. Same with the engines. The cockpit is the same one that introduced, what, 2015? 2020, okay. For the latest Poe Dameron X-Wing, I do have this version of the X-Wing, so that looks good. I wonder what the part difference between this and the new one is, because the nose looks the same. The nose looks the same. The body of the X-Wing looks to be fairly changed. I'm wondering what this angle is here. I don't know. Could that be a newer element? Or is that just like a 2x slope? Because we've got the 2 studs in the middle. Oh, this is just a 1x4 probably. Yeah, this is a 1x4 plate out here. And then we've got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? No, 1x3 and a 2x6. That's what that is. So that piece already exists. Unless it is the same as this. Same element as this, but that would go too far. Yeah, can't be that element. I think they're just missing a little gap in there. Where are the new elements? We'll have to see. We'll have to see when we get around to building it. Some of these can be recolored. I would love this set though. Aside from the part out being cheap as anything, which is surprising, you aren't getting the figures on it. Oh, there you go. The current cost in new condition, £77. Why are they so expensive? What's happened? Hello there, Edward. Almost missed your chat. You're missing 10 parts, you're missing the 3 figures. I think this is worth picking up the set. I know normally we celebrate when it's under retail, but it's only £60. £60, $70. We're looking at how much in euros? 70 euros. Yeah, so about the same. Euros, dollars. And you wouldn't be able to get the gift with purchase because it's not only under, but it's also not included. Pre-orders. You can pre-order it today. Don't tempt me. Don't tempt me. It was nice having all these sets coming out April 1st until I realized that my birthday's 2 weeks later. And on the off chance, I could have a fleet of these X-Wings. I could have a fleet of these X-Wings, but some of the other Mando sets, like I don't want a fleet of these Razor Crests. So I'm definitely not picking up any of these day one, even if they are on sale, because I might get them a few weeks later for my birthday. Don't want to ruin any of those gifts. Blessed with a stream while you construct the Death Star. So it's not fully operational yet. All right. Oh, thank you, Bevel. Yeah, the camera is not... Oh, I tell you... there is... You know what? I could do something with the camera. I'll be back. I'm still here, but I'll also be back. Which Lego set do we want to take a look at? when I return. We've got, so the X-Wing, we haven't taken a full in-depth look. We've got Colonel Ward or Carson Tava, but only one Republic astromech. Either they have the same droid, or they might have the same droid. I did say this as well. So we've said about Colonel Ward's hairpiece being included as well as the helmet. And I would have loved the same for Carson. I do think they skipped out on it just because of how hard it might be. We should have got a second astromech, even of the same version. That would have been best case scenario. But we only got the one, so you can put Colonel Ward or Carson Tava. Maybe Ward flies without an astromech. You know how a lot of the villains are anti-droids and don't trust them. Even Mando doesn't trust droids. Maybe that is the same thing with Colonel Ward. Doesn't trust a droid and takes it all manually. Even Luke at some point didn't trust R2. I mean, that's fair. That's R2-D2. It'd be like trusting Chopper. I don't think I would trust Chopper to fly me around. That's asking for trouble. No, thank you. I'd stick to flying it myself. I suppose it's like autopilot in real life. All right, how's this camera looking? Oh. Oh. It's smooth. 35 for the brickheads is actually incredible. Let's hit the brickheads next. Brickheads is interesting as well because of the title. Allies and Villains 35 for reminds me of the Return of the Jedi brickheads pack. Did the Return of the Jedi one retail for the same price? The one with R2 and the Ewok. Battle of Endor Heroes. There we go. $39.99 that retailed for. No longer available. And that was a similar thing that had, well, I can bring this up. That had 3 full-size brickheads. One of my favorite costumes in Star Wars are the Endor ponchos. And then we've got Luke, Lando, Han Solo had already come about. But saying that, we must have got Luke, maybe even Leia before. A New Hope Leia was definitely released before this. Fleet of Grogus! Yes, all the Grogus. I'm surprised I don't actually have that too many. Want to buy 3 or 4 of those X-Wings or colour swap the blue to red? For a red fire... Yeah, red fleet squadron. I do agree. I do think you should... I do agree. I do think you should rebuild some of the new X-Wings because every X-Wing does get better. Same with the land speeders. Land speeders are slightly smaller. You don't notice it as much. But the X-Wings really do get better every iteration. So if you have one of the older versions, take a look at the new instructions, day 1, or whenever they come out. And as long as it's after it, the instructions are always here on lego.com for free to access. And you can use those parts to improve your build. The Ewok we've built from this set, and R2-D2. I have R2-D2 built still on my R2-D2 display, my R2-D2 collection. But the Mando brickheads, we get a snowtrooper, easy recolor, that front to white if you want one from Empire. Mando and Grogu are improvements on their previous versions. Not too different. Mando's definitely got a few new pieces, got a backpack as well. Didn't have that before. And they're both sporting the Mudhorn signet. I don't know if Mando had that on his first brickheads. I don't remember there being many printed parts beside the face. It's just over there. Can't see it. But I think the big grab for this is the Anzellan. Or the Huff Trooper, because that torso. That torso print, Mando's got the print. We got the New Republic print. We've got Grogu's print. No print on the Anzellan, which is nice. You can have an army of Anzellans, recolor them to match the different colors we see in Mando, and maybe switch up a few of their features on the face without having to splash out on multiple of these brickheads packs. But allies and villains. Allies and villains. Villains with an S. There are multiple villains in this set. Features the Mando, Grogu, Colonel Ward, Imperial Remnant Stormtrooper, and Anzellan. Interesting they bunched these two up. I think that's to throw us off. Anzellan in Droidsmith gear. And Mando and Grogu in Beskar armor. Let's see if we can read into this anymore. Authentic details. Brick built Lego figures. Great gift. Dimensions! Hey! Shout out Lego Dimensions. So they don't mention who the villain is. I think Colonel Ward is a villain for Mando. Bought DC Villains. I can't believe I forgot to buy DC Villains. No. Yeah, I'm going to pick it up in the next sale. That was like the worst part of that weekend. On sale, and I didn't even pick up DC Villains. It's because I kept trying to get the DLCs for Batman 3. I completely forgot. Oh no. What have I done? Yeah, I think this photo says it all. I think that photo says it all. You've got the 5 of them together. And then you've got heroes. And then you've got villains just off to the side. Which you can't really see. Let's just there we go. You've got Ward here with the Remnant Stormtrooper. Do you think that's foreshadowing, or do you think I'm reading too much into this? I think there's an importance here. They couldn't have just called it Allies and Villain. That would have been weird. Sigourney Weaver could be an alien clone. What if Sigourney Weaver is like a clone of Luke Skywalker? I don't want to say foul clone, but you know, a clone of Luke, maybe stolen Luke's hand for cloning and ended up with someone like Doctor Who, right? Because I know people are gonna this is theory time. Let's get the Lego off the screen. Stop the distraction. With Doctor Who, the Doctor's daughter, they take a bit of DNA from the hand and make an entirely new genetic person. That's what they could do with Sigourney Weaver's character. Maybe they're not Force sensitive, just like Rey's mum? Rey's dad? No, Rey's dad was the found clone. Just like with Rey's dad, maybe they were tossed aside, not needed anymore. Joined the Republic, but actually rooting for the Imperial remnants. I think we're onto something. Sigourney Weaver, got my eyes on you. Don't let her out of the sight. Xenomorphs in Star Wars would be nuts. Imagine Vader landing on a ship and Xenomorphs trying to attack. Don't think they'd be too impressed with his cybernetics. Not even lunch at that point. I do want to see some more Star Wars crossovers. I'm not sure about Rey's anatomy. That exists in Star Wars. That's headcanon now. It's a great Doctor Who episode. I do think Star Wars haven't even thought of that possibility, but I've just noticed Grogu's got Macaron. What? Look, they've hid that on the box art. Is it on the back of the box? Grogu's got a Macaron, a blue Macaron, or Macaroon. It's not even on the back of the box. They've just hidden that. What if when you're building Grogu, it's in his belly? And that's why you don't see it outside. Because the only time you see the Macaron, and you do get 2, because that will have its spare piece as well, is in the built images. That's a nice secret. Lego aren't advertising that on the box. So if you pick this up in person, you're just never going to know about it. Shall we see what this is valued at? The New Republic X-Wing Starfighter was valued at £45 new, in used condition, new condition 77. Okay, and that's missing 10 parts and the exclusive parts for the minifigures, so it's only really getting you those X-Wing costumes and nothing else. Oh, there's a little Macaron shaped piece at the bottom. Let's keep this all on one page so we don't break anything. Brickheads, how much? How much do we think they're worth? gotta be at least 40 quid. I think brickheads are quite good for their value. They're usually maybe about 50 quid, 661 pieces. Maybe about 50 quid. None of the instructions are available yet. Not until April 1st. Yeah, if you don't know what Grey's Anatomy is, Grey's Anatomy sounds mad. Oh dear. Grey's Anatomy, old show. It's like a crimey detective one. Oh dear, what have we done? I'm thinking 50 quid. What? £99.95 for 100% of items. Crazy. May the bricks be with you, Ronan. That's crazy. £99.95. That's £100. That's 3 times as much. And that's for how many new parts? 645. What is it? 660. 661. 645. 16 parts. I might even be able to point out most of these. We've got the mask and the torso of the trooper. We've got Grogu's torso. We've got the right shoulder of Din. All these parts exist in plain uncolored variants. Grogu you could make without this. The trooper's going to be very hard not to use the torso. That is quite an important part, but you could also use, do we not have an element that's similar to this but with 2 studs on it? Like a half rounded 2 studs on the front, because that and an ingot would go really well. I'm going to have a little look out for that. We've got the shoulder. Is it just one shoulder? Yep, of Colonel Ward. Is that rockets on the boot as well? Or is that the holster? So that looks like rocket boots. That's 5. That's 5. And there must be some recolors. Maybe looking at the head here. No, they all exist. I think the slopes are... What doesn't exist? Like, we're going to be able to look through this and find exactly what is new. I don't know. I don't know what doesn't already exist. I feel like these are all common parts. Maybe there's just a few rarer colors they've been able to sneak in this from some other of the new sets, because these pieces aren't completely different. But this is definitely worth picking up. Wow, £100 to part it out. And that's across multiple stores. That's before you're looking at delivery. Delivery is going to be crazy on this. How many stores? Out of interest. Does it allow you to... You can only part it out in a list, can't you, on here? Oh, that'd be cool if they let you look. Wow, £100. Look at these parts. They're all like 2 pence. It's just the sheer amount of parts and some of the more expensive pieces. Oh, what? Why is this? Whoa, it's saying 578, but it's also saying these are more expensive. Why is this so expensive? Bugs Bunny. Oh, it's only come out in Bugs Bunny. But we only need them on the top. Ain't there like a 4x4? You could even use... Oh, no, because there are jumpers on the side. You could almost use the 4x4 round plate. You can't. Take that back. So you get rid of the 4 of those, you've already knocked off over 20 quid. Over time, this is going to be real cheap to part out. That's quite nice. I don't like these brackets. Why do... There are some instances that these brackets would be useful. I'd just use 2 of the other ones, though. A brickheads is one of those times that this is going to be preferred, so you can get the studs all around. But, man, that's expensive. That is expensive. What next? We've taken a look at the X-Wing, taken a look at the brickheads. Let's go. Let's see Grogu, because we've already seen Grogu. How much? What is Grogu? 75446. Rice balls. Grogu is £120. £120 base value. This is like a guessing game. Let's turn this into a game. What do we win if we get the value right? Just the fact we know that we are right. That's what we win. £120. I think a lot of these parts aren't going to exist. The dome doesn't. That's going to be a very expensive piece for them to make and down the line to pick up. I'm thinking this might be under. I'm thinking this is like £100 to part out because I don't know how many of these pieces are new. If a lot of these don't exist, if we're talking like 1,100 parts, this is going to be quite expensive. But I also think that's going to help keep the price down. 1,000, I'm thinking 1,100 parts for like 105. 1,100. We have 1,200. I think that's just taken from the site. 1,150 for £106. I promise I have not looked at this before. What the? Wait. 1,100 and something for almost £105. Used condition, little lower than that. But I am right, because we're missing out. I mean, it's not 100 pieces, it's 49 pieces. That's crazy. How does this happen on the stream? How? It's almost like I know what I'm talking about. 106.63. That's magic. That is magic right there. We've got a few other expensive parts as well, waiting for those to be added to some sort of a BAM wall. This is a fairly complicated part to get because it only comes in a handful of sets. 41, never mind. Maybe the other colours are a bit rarer. Black seems to be pretty common. Also the flex joint. I don't have any of these. Would that have been better to use in the AT? Or would that hurt? Because it would have got rid of the bar in the middle. But I suppose you would have needed to connect a bar onto it anyway. And this is quite bulky to wire up to the top. Mechs, Transformers, that sort of thing. I saw the Bowser, Mighty Bowser. Yeah, that makes sense that that's being used. What's it being used for this year? The Fox Guardian, Lloyd's Mech, and this set. So it has got a fair few uses. Don't think it will make it any cheaper, but might make it easier for me to pick up. Same Grogu head, confirmed. Same elements, same printing, everything. Well, wouldn't take Brickow's word for it just yet, but it does seem to be the same one. I wonder where they get their catalogue from, if this is taken from Bricklink, taken through Lego, because I do know on Lego, if you just copy the set number, as soon as you have a set number available, you can go to Bricks and Pieces, view all pieces, and upload the set that you want to search in. And there we go. Here are the parts that are in Grogu set. We don't get quantities. That's not too hard to find, especially when they've been given out to LAN members. And wow, 6 pages of parts. What's the most expensive? Sort by price? Sort by high to low, low to high? What are we looking for? What was the highest on Brickow? Some of the bigger parts, I think the 1x3 sticks out. That should be cheap if we can find that on lego.com. Let's see if it pops up. I recently picked up a few of these in red for a couple of pence each. Same in white. They come on the V19 and they've been fairly common to have. Another small Macron that you get spare with that set. No 1x3 so far. Well, none of the ones we've been looking for. A lot of these joints though, 28 pence. Oh wait. Oh no, that's, oh, 28 pence is expensive for that. They're a lot cheaper on here. I don't think we've seen them though. They must be down by the bottom. Oh, there we go, 1 pence. Right, I spent a bit more than a pence, but yeah, a couple of pence sounds about right. And 1x3's 30p compared to Brickhouse 61. Some parts are going to be cheaper on one side, some parts on the other. I think for newer parts, it will be worth purchasing them through Lego, especially these cutout bricks. They were quite near the top. 10 pence compared to Lego's 8, and this is used. Even if they say new, they're in new condition, just means they haven't used them for anything. They're not from factory new, they've still come into contact with someone else's environment, which sounds like a real weird way of me saying that, but it's true. They're not straight from the factory. They're not first class. They've gone through a handler who has had to take them out of set. They could have been damaged in the set, in transport. These are all bagged up separately as their own piece. So some of these more expensive parts are better on Lego. What would be interesting if someone had a site where I could plug in a set and it would tell me these parts are cheaper on Brickout, these parts are cheaper on Lego, and we could find the ultimate cheapest way. But we're still not pushing the value down too much, and we're going to have to wait a few months before some of the newer exclusive parts are on this pick a brick service. Online is called Pick a Brick. So Grogu is another one that's worth buying. Let's run the ATRT. Run the ATRT through Brickout, and we might as well have a look to see. Oh, yep, let's clear this one first to see which pieces are already available. Oh, we know what the head of the trooper looks like underneath. Hold on. Yeah, that's not Din's head, right? That's the head of the remnant trooper. Do we know that yet? Oh, we do. Okay. Wormtown Stormtrooper, shoulder belts, Wormtown head. Shoulder belts? What troop is this from? With shoulder belts. What's it mean by shoulder belts? With shoulder belts. And a TIE pilot, same. It's a Wormtown head. Huh. Nice way to get a head that's otherwise exclusive to the UCS set or the TIE fighter. What? Does this come in the both of them? Just the UCS Death Star. And then we have the pilot in the TIE fighter. And now we've got it in an ATRT. That's Lego. That's Lego bringing out an exclusive piece and making it available to the masses. Love that. And a load of awkward pieces. Again, it's almost like Lego are trying to squeeze these in here. That works for the Echo base. That does work for the top part here. I don't know how else they'd go about making that look as clean. Maybe raising this a little bit. Could do that, adding a plate in the bottom. Maybe even tiling off the innards to get the trooper standing up proper. Wouldn't turn that down. And I'm beginning to think that these are just for opening and closing the side rather than connecting it to anything. I don't think there's a connection point going on there. So ATRT valued at £56. And it only retails for £40. I think all of these sets are going to be pretty good value. One way to find out though, let's keep on chugging through. Anzellan Starship, 26th of April, £65. There's a lot of parts here. I think this is going to be fairly similar to the Tantive, the MIDI scale Tantive that retired. So I don't know if they'll tell us how much that was. Was that, yeah, 654. We've got a few more parts in this, 700 parts for 65 quid. Compare this to the X-Wing. Compare it to the X-Wing. Are more people going to be picking it up compared to the X-Wing? It's a great set. I think many people that pick up the X-Wing will be picking up both of these. You just can't pick it up instead of the X-Wing. There's nothing really drawing me into this set besides the Anzellans, except for that bit at the front. They're quite nice tiles. They're going to be hard to get. Nice landing gear as well. And we've seen the interior of this. I think the Anzellans is a set we've already looked at. You pop off the top. You got this nice interior and the droid from the Advent as well. Technically exclusive, pretty much the same droid though. And some other tools that, is that Thor's hammer? Like in the Smart Play sets? Yeah, I think it is. I think it is. Either that or it's a new element. There's a few studs on the side. It looks like Mjolnir though. Wonder which one's worthy enough to lift those. I think the X-Wing's going to be way more popular than this, but for price-wise, I'm thinking 90 quid. I'm going to go with it. I'm going to stick with it. Final answer, survey says Oh, more than 90 quid. 95.79. Same pieces popping up in all these sets. That does make sense. That does make sense. We got the transparent brick, which is fairly cheap compared to how it used to be. I think a load of these bricks used to be expensive, and now as they've got more common, they're going down. This plate, new for 2026, is going to be worth a few pennies in the future. Also, are Lego going to continue this brick? What if Lego are just making a ton of these elements to retire in a few years so that they stay exclusive? I don't think that's their plan. I don't think that's their public plan, at least. But I'm thinking back to a lot of elements we've had in the past that have retired, and more so now than ever. It's so easy to get a custom part made. Even idea sets are getting their own elements made for them, and they're not being used in the future. Even partner pieces, the hermit crab. When's the last time the hermit crab element came in a set? Oh, it came out in 2 sets. So aside from the hermit crab, look, it came out in 2 sets in 2024 and then died off. Milky Way Galaxy and a water park set, which is odd because we do have one with printed eyes, but I think this was exclusive to a CMF. No, they bought it back. They bought back the printed eyes in 2024. No. So this animal came with the CMF. We got it in Captain's Island and the Harbour Master. This is the Bricklink Designer program. These are usually easier to and cheaper, definitely cheaper to part out. You don't get the stickers with them, but they are usually cheaper to part out. Have a little look at this. 300. Oh yeah, for the figures. For the figures, but these figures are worth like £1 each in parts. They're all Builder Mini parts. They're all so easily accessible. Maybe the turtle being the most expensive does go to show. We got some plates here that are only like 15p. Part intensive, but you get rid of 30 quid, 270. How much? How much was this to pick up day one? If we can find out. No. Oh, 160, really? All of that? Maybe they've switched up their prices. I remember they always used to be, especially the smaller popcorn carriages and that. They were so much cheaper to part out. Never pulled me in to any of those. And finally, the Razor Crest. I tell you what, we should go back and have a look at the Smart Play sets as well. See how much they were. Razor Crest, £140. I'm thinking we got minifigures. They're going to be the biggest grab. Zeb's going to be at least 20 quid. That Trooper, that is the same Stormtrooper we've got forever. Feels like forever. The longest running Stormtrooper plus a Pauldron, which is fairly new. That's probably going to be worth like a tenner. Colonel Ward is exclusive to this set. Don't see her being worth more than a tenner. Grogu isn't exclusive. £5 tops. Mando's got new legs. Is that enough though to... I think he's going to be worth like a tenner. I think those legs are going to be worth £3 to £5. So altogether, 10, 20, 30, 35, £55 for the figures. But this set has actually not got a lot of pieces for its price. £140 is insane. I wouldn't pay more than £120 for this myself. I do think it's a more improved, more up-to-date version of the old set. It's bigger. It's not bigger actually. It's better. It's more part intensive. So a lot more parts are packed into smaller shapes. And I know not everyone likes that. People that grew up like 10 years ago and want Lego to stay the same as the many Star Wars fans want a bigger almost like UCS version, I guess, of the set. So maybe that's something you should look at parting out. If you do, that's fair enough. I prefer this to the older set by quite a margin, and you could even recolor these yellow elements for the old set, bring back the old stickers, and that would look really good. But I think this is going to be worth already. Seeing these elements on the side, they don't exist in grey, so I can't use that to, you know, influence too much. But they're pretty expensive. I think it's going to be worth more, but not a lot. We're talking 145. And if I'm correct on this, I'm going to be very surprised because this could go either way. It could freeze. It could be worth around what it is without the exclusive parts. It could be worth a lot more or a lot less. Typically, it's a lot less. Typically, these price sets are worth like £80 before they come out. Okay, I wasn't there. 117.47 for 100% of items, which is 873 parts. 873. So that's 57 parts missing. Mando's legs, Zeb's legs, torso, head. Also, Zeb Aurelius has dual molded arms. Oh no, that's just a bad image. Yeah, Lego need to fix these renders. They look horrendous. That one's decent. Still, look at all the noise on that figure. That hurts my eyes. What's happened there? There we go. No printed arms. Mando's legs, Grogu's body, Zeb's three-piece. The head, hair, and torso for the Colonel, and technically the Stormtrooper's accessory count towards that. So that's 9 parts for the figures. And what do we say, 57? 57 sounds right. So that's 48 parts on the ship, of which those, oh, that's a nice element, of which those window pieces I don't think exist in grey. I'm pretty sure they don't, so that's at least 6 to 8 of the parts. And there's so many more recolors for this, mostly in grey, which is shocking. Most grey pieces exist, but maybe also some of the Technic bits on the inside, maybe a few new molds that they've introduced in other sets as well. This looks like it's going to be a fun build. This really looks like it's going to be a fun build. Now, what I can do, I want that to be the other way around. Do I? Do I want that to be the other? Yeah, I do want that to be the other way around. Ooh, look at that. And let's have a look. How worth it are the Smart Play sets? We'll start off with the original 3 and we'll just run through these. Luke's X-Wing, £80 is the camera. Come on. Come on. You got this. Don't know why the camera's not liking it today. It's not even overheating or anything. What is up? All right, so Smart Play Luke's Red 5 X-Wing and Lego Luke's Red 5 X-Wing, 85.56. Actually, it's easier to see without the camera there, isn't it? You can see a bit more. Hopefully, the camera stops messing around. Come on. Come on. Oh, I think I smeared the lens. There we go. Oh, it's a sign. No. So let me move myself over. I've got to make it look like I'm looking at the different prices. So $79.99 for Luke's X-Wing, and we've got $85.56. Ain't bad. No smart brick technology. The price is there. Shocking. Face reveal! Whey! Didn't say it's the first face reveal. So the X-Wing is worth it in parts right now. New. Most expensive parts being maybe these shock absorbers. Where are they used? Are they used in the turret? In here? I love that element. It's been a while since we've seen those. It's been a while. No, it hasn't. I just haven't seen any of the sets. 2022. So I don't have this newer style of shock absorber. I'm not centered, am I? Back a little. No, back a little. Yeah, I think that's about right. That'll be better. As long as we can see both the prices. X-Wing, really cheap. Bunch of cheap parts. Goes to showing the price. $79.99 for all this. Or £60. £20 less for the bigger X-Wing. Yeah, I'd take that all day, every day. But this does have its value elsewhere. The smart brick doesn't add on anything, does it? We have seen with a lot of the other sets that the value on Brick Owl was a lot higher than some of the retail prices, some of the Lego prices. But I don't think that's that bad for the smart brick technology. It is going to get worse. Don't worry. I can almost guarantee it. I don't know how this one's going to size up. One of the most criticised sets, £140 for the throne room and A-wing duel. And we're looking at 174. Again, using how many? 931 out of 62 parts. There's 31 parts not here, but a lot of them are going to be the smart brick compatible pieces. So you add the minifigures, regular minifigures in here, and you're adding on quite a bit. That's where a lot of the money comes from. These parts are like £1 each. Wait, is this the pilot? Is this the A-wing pilot? What do you mean no data available? Where do the sets go? I have no idea who this guy is. Is this a guy from Dune? Atreides? Lucius Malfoy? Steve Harrington? Batman? Bruce Wayne? This guy's everything. And the throne room. Oh yeah. The Atreides royal family. Huh. Looks very similar to the angry trooper head. Hello there, Great Snow Blizzard. It is double-sided. There's a happier and a less happy face. This is for the A-wing pilot. That's fair enough. I guess making use of that head. I'm surprised at the price of, or the value of the parts in the throne room. 170, what was it? 175 for 30 less parts. So if I was to add just £5 per figure, we got the Royal Guards in here, right? Right? How cheap? Well, we are approaching pence here. How cheap are the Royal Guards? Is it a new mold? No. Is that a new mold for the Royal Guards? That looks identical. Same with the capes. It's just a regular Lego cape, no? So we'll add on an extra £5 for the Royal Guards, for the A-wing pilot whose gear isn't here, for the Emperor, for Vader, that's 25-30 quid. You're breaching £200, but a lot of that is into the figures. You get rid of the figures, £2, £3, £4, £5, £6, £7, and you're still just in parts. It's worth it. That's crazy. Absolute madness. So that's there. Hello there, Lucasio. Doing good, thanks. Did I not copy that across? Just seeing if some of these smart brick sets are priced accordingly, which I think they are. All right, this one's a close one. 453 out of 473 parts, 20 parts. This one I think is worth the least, but I'm really excited to be building this one. This is going to be a good and amazing build. And you could probably turn this into a few different type variants. Just cop the Lars Kitchen gift with purchase. That's a good one. Enjoy building that if you're going to crack it open. We've got, are they going to include the smart brick chargers as an element? If they include the smart brick, I think it's only fair they include the chargers. And the torsos and legs are meant to be glued together. Are they just one piece now? Questions. We've got, if so, the smart brick, the charger, the wire, the tile for the back of the tire, Vader's torso, maybe the legs, the green hammer, the blue pistol, and what's that, 8 pieces. How many did we have? 20. And 10 more pieces that go into this thing. What controls is Vader using? What do you mean no? What do you mean no data? I think Brick Owl's crashing. Have we crashed Brick Owl? Is everyone having a little look? Oh, city sets for years. Years have been including this. Classic sets as well. So that's a nice cheap element. All right, Vader's tie kind of is worth it. Same price for parting it out. Of course, you buy the set, you're getting the smart play technology. For different people, that will mean different things. Now I'm interested in the ones that essentially don't include any smart brick. They do have smart play potential. You can use them with a smart brick, but most of these sets, if bought alone, in a way you could part them out, aren't going to be used for that sort of thing. So 334 parts out of 47. How many tiles do we get? We get an Ewok figure and 2 tiles, which is only 3. Probably an update to the AT-RT driver torso though, based on the fact that no minifigures are included, and the Scout. Maybe the Scout Trooper and legs. Let's go by default, it adds the figures. It used to add the figures to the front. Maybe it doesn't with the prices. Let's go back to price of them. So we've got the legs of the Imperial crew, but no torso or legs to the Scout. So we've got Ewok torso, Scout torso, legs, the 2 tiles, and 13. Another 8 pieces. Maybe the helmet. No helmet here for the Imperial crew. So that looks similar. So another 7 odd pieces. Do they have bricks and minifigure stores? Not in the UK. No. Wonder why they've gone with Hobbit capes for all the figures. I saw that with the Imperial Guards, and did all of them have... Oh, I'm on the wrong page. Did all of them have the short capes? Vader does. Maybe publicly Lego's reasoning, oh look at that, smooth frames, lovely. Just got to bully the camera into working. Lego's official reason for not including the minifigure karmas, accessories, is because they don't work with play. And I think Lego have turned around and gone, what about capes? Because capes fall down the exact same, even Mando capes. And they've gone, oh well, you got a point there and just shortened all the capes. It looks weird. It does look weird. I think at this point, go with rubber capes. You can pop them off to get them in the cockpits. Do we see Vader's cape in his cockpit in A New Hope? Should we have a little look? Vader, A New Hope cockpit. Does have his cape. I think he's suited and booted in there. Does have his cape. And it's over, his cape's over his shoulder piece. I've never noticed that before, but that makes sense because then he's got the chain across the front. So he does have his cape on in the cockpit, but that's never stopped him before because the cape just bunches up. How old is the minifigure cape? It's decades old at this point. Just a standard cape. 1999. It came out with Star Wars. Maybe 20 years of the cape folding up hurts the cape. 20 years, there you go. 1999. Any other resale? Not popular like bricks and minifigs. Nothing that has spanned over different regions. Just a lot of independent ones. Those markings on the back. Yeah, true. The ones that have the battery markings as well. Maybe that is why. Maybe they've done that to cover that. But then otherwise, would they have not included a cape? The heads, by the looks, can still be popped off. The heads can still be popped off, as we've seen on the parts list. Vader's head is included as a separate piece. So we're going to have to put that on it. And so is the cape. So 453 to... Oh, this is Vader's tie. Oof. I thought that was 400 out of 900 parts. What? 962 parts. We've got 931. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 capes on top of that. So whatever that was, subtract 4. 4 less pieces. And it's a new cape as well. That is going to be weird. Give the Jawas capes. How have they gone and put short capes on all these figures, but haven't included short capes for the Jawas? Let's do the land speeder next. We need to have Jawas with capes. They're robed characters. We need capes. If you're giving the Emperor a cape, there is no excuse for not giving the Jar a cape. 47, really? 47. Again, those 1x3s in the brackets, these will all drop down. But the Jawa head, 95 pence. 95. Even more in the UK. Did you see that? £2 a piece. But UK tends to be a bit pricier than most of Europe. But we've got so many of them. They were included in the Advent. No, that's not a bad price for them. I just thought it'd be a lot cheaper. 2014 is the first time we got this head. And previously sold for 50. So they are on the decrease. 47 is what they can be picked up for now. Not many expensive parts, just a lot of parts in these sets that are adding up to the prices. Surprising though, because there's only 215 parts in the land speeder. That's what surprised me. The fact that it's still, actually it's done even better than some of the previous sets we've looked at. Used is £25. I'd probably go for used. And they've sold for 20, but that's even fewer of the pieces. Just £47, kind of crazy. Considering Lego has the soft cape as well, I'm surprised they don't just use that. That's what I assume they'd use for cockpits. But no poncho on Luke. They're trying to outdo the materials for Star Wars, but I think they should just go all in with it. Create a Star Wars CMF. That's the perfect way to run it. Run it as a Star Wars CMF. Let's, oh wait, I don't want to do that. No, undo it. Mos Eisley, no chance. The pieces, they're all tan. They're so common. No chance these parts are worth more than 70 quid. No chance. 90. Oh, they've got the UCS Obi-Wan head. That's going to be worth a couple pence when this comes out. I'm going to be honest. Everyone that's picked up the UCS Death Star to have an exclusive Kenobi is going to be picking up this set to have the exclusive Kenobi Grievous torsos. Whether they got the smart brick or not. Maybe a few figurine Dans, maybe the Sand Trooper. If you're picking up the Death Star for minifigures, this is an easy grab. So I think that Kenobi head's going to have a load of duplicates being listed, and we can knock 5 quid straight off. But still, 85 quid. Just a load of newer parts being used, I guess. Are we gonna see this with the other two? We've got the Falcon. I think that is worth in parts what it offers, £90, and Yoda's hut. This could surprise me. They've surprised me so far. Let's see. Is it worth more than 60 quid? Maybe 80 quid. 120. What? Jawas are about $5 used. Yeah, I suppose when you're even parting them out, two quid for the head isn't bad. Any old sets. Jack Sparrow pirate ship. That would be a really cool one. Any old set. Oh, recreations. The OG Black Pearl. That'd be a good find. I think that'd be pretty expensive if I found it though. Independent seller. They price match to like eBay and that usually. Let's go back to the do-bag for a second. Oh, too far. It surprises me Yoda's hut is worth so much given that the diorama wasn't, and that's got one technically play feature. But it does have a few unique parts. I've never seen this Dragon's House section before. Probably from Ninjago. The do-bag looks like the Micro Lights one from a few years back. Oh, the Microfighter. Yes, it does. It's slightly different, mainly in the way the legs are connected, which I am a little fan of. And the head is very different. Prefer this head all the way. But it is like a Microfighter, and I think that's what they should do for the Mudhorn as well, in the Sandcrawler. Simba's Tau. That's smart with the bush. Same on the top of the sorting hat. Oh yeah, now I recognise it. And there is one big Ninjago dragon, two. The Life Dragon, the Guardian Dragon. That looks cool. And also the Old Town set. Probably not for a dragon, probably for the tree, as it is in Yoda's hut. We will be looking at Ninjago sets. Don't worry, we'll get there. That's crazy for £120. What? Where is the value coming from? There's only like a few of these. These aren't adding up too much. Ooh, transparent orange plates for the fire on the inside, maybe? No, there's no fire on the inside. Where's the translucent orange plates? What? Where are they? The translucent orange, transparent orange bricks as well. That's crazy. That's so expensive. Let's have a look then at the Falcon. How much do we think the £90 Falcon is worth? I think it's going to be quite a bit. I think this is going to be valued at, you know, if Yoda's hut is 120, I think this, we don't have a lot of the exclusive parts, but I feel like this would use some of the rarer Technic pieces or some of the little like 1x2 printed pieces. We've got a load of Falcons though, and a lot of it is plates, which are fairly cheap, but they're also larger plate elements. Selling them on Brick Owl, I think it's going to be more expensive than Lego. I think it's going to be 140. £140 for like 90% of the parts. I think it's going to be crazy like that. 200? £140.82. Yes! Look at that. Look at that. Couldn't be much more right if I tried. And again, not a lot of expensive pieces. A few of the rarer ones here. That's a nice element in silver. But does it come in oh no, it comes in a few cheaper sets. Oh, comes once in that set. And also twice in a Friends set on the top of the car. I mean, that is what, a £9 set? Surely? And this element alone, oh, it's only 13 pence. Yeah, okay. And Han's head, this is the Han Solo from the Death Star, although it's probably the same Han Solo we've got years back. £140 for the Falcon. So no doubt about it, all the values are here. All the prices are actually worth it. It's just whether you're willing to pay it at the end of the day. Let's have a look at some of those Ninjago sets. Because we are on season 15 of Ninjago. Let me get me out the way. Oh, wait. Me out the way. Make sure I'm looking the right direction as well. I don't know if I'd be picking up any of these. The Blacksmith looks like a set I could part out. That would go great if I ever need a lone building in a scene. Add this to a Dagobah scene. Get Yoda's hut next to the Blacksmith. How else do you think he kept remaking his lightsaber? Same with this display. This would go great just alone on a display. I've not been feeling any of the vehicles, mainly the mechs. Mainly the mechs have piqued my interest. And I love the rock monsters, the earth monsters. Whoever these guys are, cannot wait to see it. But I wonder what else. Have we got all the 15th anniversary sets? I know there was the new one that just got announced. The Charger. Charger? The Charger. Oh dear. I am not tired, but I'm sounding so tired. We've got the Charger, which has the Batman tumbler little effect in here. Oh, I remember this from season 3, 4, 3. From season 3, nope, 3 Ninjago. From season 3, right? Don't know if it says it on here. 1 set, 2 in 1 car, 3 minifigures, 4 accessories, 2 swords. Does Kai come with 2 swords? Oh, shade. Shadow. That is that Shade? Is that Rust, isn't it? I think her name's Rust. One of the older elementals, which was a nice final figure. People thought that would be Misako. They were mistaken. Rebooted season 3. Lovely. Probably pick up the display. The display. Oh, the value in that display is crazy. Out of stock. I'm not surprised. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 minifigures. Plus you get the exclusive Libba, Jay's mum, the previous Elemental Master of Lightning, which a great figure to get even if you're not collecting them all. That is a good display. The helmets are also exclusive to this set and that idea set that comes with the four base ninja helmets. I say like the original. All 6 of these, 7 if you're including Wu, originally started at season 0. They were all in it, and then season 1. But these 4 helmets are included in an overpriced, not an idea set, a Bricklink designer program set, but for £35. Even at CMF level, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, that's a lot of money. £25 almost, just for the figures. This, whoa, 25, nearly £30 for the figures. I think we need to see more sets like this in the Sandman one. Also, speaking of CMFs, what about a Ninjago CMF? What about a Ninjago CMF in the future? Get some arm printing and leg details, because I've noticed in every season of the show, they do have like this scale armor on the arms and the legs, and then they have a few details that wrap around the sides. I think a one-off, for 15 years of Ninjago, I think a one-off CMF could not only be a one-off, but also kickstart something that I want LEGO to do with these sets and just stop caring about minifigures. I think minifigures are getting to a point where included in sets, they're worth like $350 on top of the price, which if you're already paying, take this set, £35 for the build, and then add $350 on for every figure, suddenly it's £65. That's what IP sets, that's what IP sets are feeling like. They're adding on money for the figures. I think a CMF with top quality figures, kind of like what Spider-Man did. And I know I criticised that because of how cheap the set was. They did that for the Ninjago movie. Yes, we already have had a CMF. That's where I got some of the Shark Army figs from. That is a good point. I want the Misako as well. I don't know if that was in the CMF. I feel like that might have been in the CMF because it was a flashback in the movie. I want the Misako from the movie to add to the display. That would be a cool figure. But 35, can't beat that. And even with a blacksmith, that's a fairly affordable set. Not cheap, but £90 for the entire blacksmith with a back, opens up, you can see the inside. I don't think that's a terrible price, but I'm loving these $8.99 sets. These are, you might have noticed with Star Wars as well, when it comes to building, I like getting parts and building bigger things. I'm really attached to that UCS Slave one actually, but if I could build that using my own parts, I would take that down in a heartbeat. No questions asked. We would go live every day the weekend building our own one. Don't know if I could do it much better than that, if I'm honest. I might need it more than a weekend. I might need a few years to build one that good. But the smaller sets for Star Wars Ninjago have really piqued my interest. Maybe every year we'll pick up, like, especially in May. I've got to grab a big set in May. That's got to happen. It's got to. It just is. Oh, hello there, George. Missed your chat. Good thing I'm looking back. Feel like I can mod the Smart Falcons to look quite accurate. Yeah, I think the scale isn't too far off. After years of not getting Indiana Jones, we got one wave of 3 sets and they just dipped. Indiana Jones could come back, but the game was the perfect opportunity just to have another 1 or 2 sets. They could even slide it into Star Wars and just have it honorary. Lucasfilm made it, you know. Same with Spider-Man in Marvel. Most of the Spider-Man sets aren't Marvel. They're either based off old comics, which granted are Marvel, or well, it's Marvel associated, you know, just like Indiana Jones is Star Wars associated-ish. I guess it would be more like that being Lucasfilm associated to a degree. Books I'm not too interested in. If they got a few good comics or a few good figures in, maybe that will change. But spinners, I will kind of want to have a go at one of these spinners. I'd love to, maybe the Neo one, because I quite like the figure. I like the hairpiece as well. And I have a Lloyd similar to that already. That's what I look at, the figures. If I like the set, do I already have the figures? Could I do it myself? And I can't build these spinners. Can I? Wait a second. Could I build these spinners? Because we do have elements that look like teeth. We do have a 1x1 gear that we could put on an axle with an end to it that would stop it wearing down the gear. That would enable us to launch it. And we could build out the spinner from there. That could go up to maybe like a tire. It would be like Bakugan, where you piece together it all with a core. That core is the axle that's on the bottom so it doesn't fall apart. And then you've got the top, which is like a rounded plate with a 2x2 in the middle that holds onto the axle. And then you can just build out from there. Could we not brick build a spinner? Adding that to my list. Brick built spinner. That'd be a great idea for a stream, just to come on and see if we can build a brick built version of this. Now I'm going to have to pick up this set to see how it compares, because I know this mechanism is probably under lock and key. Lego have had a load of spinners in their days of Ninjago sets. I wonder how close we could get. This race car as well, pretty big, load of big parts. Definitely a 4+, 6+ set. 6+. But look at the figures included in it. A lot of magazine figures I'm seeing here. I think these are coming up this year for the magazine, so I'll be keeping an eye out for those. But you might as well get the cheaper sets. Arin's mech reminds me of the Knuckles one. And look, 2 spinners for £18. £9. Oh, hold on. That's more expensive, but you get an arch with them. You get 2 less figures and an arch. Would you rather have Arin and Russ? Need adult merch immediately, 100%. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Ninjago's got such an adult fan base. 15 years and adults aren't welcome. Essentially. We do have a few 18+ sets. I can't dive on it too much. Let's go high to low. We've gone low to high. 14+. We don't even have adult sets. I thought these were 18+ because of the silly black boxes they give them. They look like knockoff sets. They look off. I saw these in a Lego store. I've seen them in a Lego store quite a few times actually since they come out. They look like knockoff sets. They don't have the license. They've got different designers. They look good. They look really good. Nothing against the boxes, but they look like they're not official Lego sets. These look like Lego sets. They've got the Lego typical patterns. Also, I think these only come with like one. There was this one and there was a Kai. This one only come with 1 or 2 figures. This one's got 2 figures. Fire Knight Mech and the Guardian Dragon. So we might be getting a new one of those this year. But 14+. Not even 18+. We have nothing, do we, from adults? If I go 18+ in age range, it doesn't let me. 13+ is the highest it goes on the side of the screen. Let's open all these so I can bring that up to the top. Look, 13+ is the highest it goes. Wow, that is the downfall of Ninjago, I guess. The fact that, because at the end of the day, I think adults are only buying, 18+ adults are only buying like 15% of Star Wars sets. But themes like this that have been going on for a while, maybe Star Wars, adults are probably buying a higher percentage of those compared to newer themes. There are a few of the expensive themes that differ, but something like Mario, I don't think a lot of adults are buying. Where are themes? Oh, right at the top. I don't think a load of adults are buying the Mario sets. Maybe the bigger sets and these 3 right there. But how many adults? I think some of these are amazing. I think adults are missing out by not picking these up, but not a lot of adults because they're all play feature orientated. Especially this. This is aimed at 6+. I do think their age rating, and we did try to fix it by saying, oh, there should be a 1 plus, 2 plus, 6 plus, 12 plus, 18 plus, and just draw it at that. I think they need to get rid of the age. I think the age, because if you're under 18, Lego's not going to stop you picking this up. Other stores will. Other stores will, and that is a problem. They will stop you picking up these sets, or they'll ask for ID because they say 18 plus. It's like Lego packing this up like a 6-pack of beers and then wondering why there's not many under 18s building it. It's because they're not being allowed to walk away with these sets. That's why it's mostly adults. I do think they need to change it to beginner. I think no matter what they do though, people are going to be deterred just because it's a beginner's set or because it's easy to build. I think easy to build is more friendly. Easy to build is, yeah, easy to build. That's quite good. So there's easy to build, which is your 6 plus. Maybe they whack 6 plus on all the boxes because I know under 6 they don't want them getting near small pieces, although that has changed recently. They've included a lot of small 1x1 bricks and some plates even in 4 plus sets. So maybe they just add 4 plus to every box, and then we get an easy to build line, which is 4 plus into 6 plus, and then we get experienced, or like just the black boxes are the model kits. They're the 18 plus builds, even 16 plus, 14 plus. Look at Ninjago, 14 plus. Why do we need 18 plus? Scrap 18 plus, get out of here. There's no violence, there's no drugs, there's no nudity. Why do we need 18 plus? Really? Adults welcome. Like what is 18 plus about this Yoshi set? What is 18 plus? If there's some like silly reference that is 18 plus mature, fair enough. But it's a fun build that's technically at the back. But if you can build the 2 Ninjago sets, you can build this for sure. It's not that difficult. And why? Why 18 plus? It is a little weird. It is very weird, isn't it? Yeah, that's my rant over. There we go. Get rid of 18 plus, ignore it. They tried to use it for adults welcome, and I feel like that's bringing it in. But it's like, right, it's like, where is Friends? Here we go. It's like if Lego had on the box, we'll go with a cheap set. I actually really want to pick this up. It's like if they had 5 plus girls on the box, because this is the whole she built that, the adults welcome equivalent, and then you always have ladies building these sets. I don't know if that is on every single set. I know they're usually kids. These are aimed at a younger audience. And I'm not assuming genders here, just going by stereotypes. These are advertised as the sets for women. Essentially, they're bright pink, they're all cutesy animals and creator builds, which I think is disgusting at Lego. Honestly, Legos for anyone. If you want to build them, if you like the look of them, build a Lego set. Get rid of the 18 plus, get rid of the for boys, for girls. That died out with the 2000s. Yeah, it seems to be. We'll take those 6 sets to mean every single build in this set. It'd be like putting 18 plus on ginger beer and then wondering why kids aren't buying it. Perfect. That's perfect. And then it would also be like coming out with a pink beer for girls. What's the point? Why? Everyone's just drinking the regular one. Actually, I think most people are probably drinking the smart price versions of them. Not bad. Another £9 set. There's some really good cheap sets on here. I know Lego is starting to get expensive, and the amount of cheap sets under 20 quid are running down. We've got 487 available right now. These are goated sets. Built the epic battle, love it. Built Simba, love it. I think this is definitely tailored to me with how much we've been looking at these on the stream. Built the first 2, built the CMFs, some of them. Sonic's car isn't bad. I don't think the other Sonic set is under 20. I think it's like £25. But the creator sets, the postcards, these are all great sets. I haven't built the John Deere Harvester. I was tempted to pick it up because it does have, like, you can actually move this around like the Advent Claw. Like, you spin this gear to lift that up and down. You can then move this arm back and forth with a little handle back there and spin this gear. I think spinning this opens and shuts this. I can't remember the feature with that. Maybe that's using these yellow bits. But there are a few features on that. And the rides look amazing. I'm excusing this set. I've done a video building it better, which is possible. But if you're not into the Lego hobby, maybe this could have been a few $9.99 if we're pushing it for the license themes. But this comes with basic figures, so they don't need to be too expensive. We don't need leg and arm printing and for them to be 20 quid. I like that in a set. And it's not marketed for boys or 18 plus, so that's a plus too. But all these sets under 20 quid are really good sets. Kai's Fire Mech is one of the first mechs to show up in Ninjago, and it looks like Dragon's Rising is going to keep that going. Oh, the yellow travel suitcase as well. Every time I stream this, I realize there are so many sets that I'm still yet to pick up. What would be cool with this suitcase is if this actually held the suitcase shut. And I don't know if that's the case. Oh, Steve's Tiger Adventure I want to pick up as well. I don't know if that is the case. No, is the case. No, it's not. It's got a clip underneath. They could have separated these brackets on separate parts, maybe even just had the topmost of the suitcase open up so that you could actually store things in it. This looks like it's going to be a little awkward to close. And then you could have one bracket on one side, one on the other side, and then put this plate over the two. You have the choice then between keeping it like it is and maybe a similar mechanism inside, and then using it how the brackets would split, plate over the top. That would keep it sealed. No problem, Vaughn. Suitcase is held in place, you just can't tell. Yeah, it's a great set. It's a great set. I would build it a little differently. Maybe I should pot it out and build it myself. But that is just, as someone who has designed a few mocks myself, I have a different way of working. This is still an amazing set. I don't want to take anything away from that. Even the brickheads. Some of these brickheads, Angel, I know pink parts can be quite expensive because not many resellers are picking up friend sets, and that's a beret, I think, on the nose, or a flat cap. Looks like a M&M that's got a little dent in the tip. But $10.99 for the pink parts, that's worth building and displaying. Maybe not parting out, but building and displaying for sure. Yeah, there are so many of these good sets. The more I click on them, the more it's going to show me other really good sets. But that's not all we're doing today. Making pancakes. Pancake Day. Happy Pancake Day. Happy Lunar New Year to everyone celebrating. I have, if it allows me on Instagram, please do. I have a clip that my partner found from Lego's Bloom Bar. And as I've done a video on it that did pretty well, I thought we'd take a little look at what the Bloom Bar experience actually entails. Now that we've got all the new Star Wars sets out of the way, that's going to be crazy. March, April, just building all these sets. I don't know where I'm going to find the time. I am going to be building on much other things. We've got the new Ninjago, not the new Jago, the Ninjago Ninjas display. I'm going to be working on that. We've got, what other projects? Simba. Yes, Simba I'm going to be working on. I'm going to be fixing that up. I haven't checked the comments of the Simba videos yet. See if anyone, I think only the first part came out yesterday, didn't it? So there's a part coming out Wednesday, and I'm hoping to edit part 3 as well by then. So channel members, you will get part 3 when part 2 goes live, and yeah, be able to watch it a bit earlier than everyone else. Couple of days away. There's a few other things I'm working on in the background, but I can't spoil everything. Here we go. Oh, bricks. That's because it's not lego.com/Instagram. This is Lego's page on Instagram. I forgot to delete the previous link. Hold on. The page, the profile may have been removed. Did Lego just get, did Lego just get removed off Instagram? What? Let's have another little look. Did Lego just dip? No, I just hit refresh. I just hit refresh and it's back. What's up with that? Good thing I'm not playing the audio. Is that a movie poster? I don't get that reference. Where's the link as well? Can I not scroll on Instagram? Never really use this. Never use Reels. Botanicals Bloom Bar. Nope. Let's get a good. There we go. So this is what the Bloom Bar would look like if we were able to go. There was none in the UK. I am very upset about that. Pancakes. I'm very upset that there aren't any in the UK. I think this would have been a great experience, not for Valentine's Day, but maybe the day before, day after, because like most Valentine's celebrations, they did it over the 3 days, not quite the weekend this year. That must have been a pain to put together. I'm noticing Lego Botanical sign isn't brick built. I need to get on that. But this is off the Lego Instagram page. This is their advertisement for it. A little late. I don't want to see more from Lego. I don't think there's much more to see from Lego. Oh, hold on. I say a little bit late. This is a couple days. That's the Smart Brick announcement. Was this hidden? No, look, that's when that got announced. Oh, that's pinned, isn't it? Of course, all 3 of these are pinned. Smart with a white background, you can't see it's pinned. And the clogs. Wait, where are those gloves? Do we get the gloves with it? I think that's another Botanicals announcement. So that was the original one. It's just that screen. Nothing special about that. And I think we're watching this one here. No, I don't want to sign it. I don't want to sign in. Do I have to sign in for any of these? Okay, let's go back to the main one. We get a little look at what's inside the Bloom Bar. May the horse be with you. Yes, I can't take full credit for that. My uncle sent that to me this morning. And I think I don't know if he started that. I think he might have borrowed that, shall we say. It did look like a full-on pop-up event. There's a few people waiting here in the queue, so this must have already been open at some point. The Rosie Crush. Not going to get any of these references, am I? I'm not very rom-com movie watcher. I prefer my action, adventures, and fantasies. But we've got a botanical rose, and by the looks of this video, as we'll find out, this was what the event was. Building a rose each. So you got to take, you couldn't go alone, I don't think. You had to take a partner, a pet, a parent, a family member, a really good friend, and you got to just sit building a rose. I don't know what the times were like. I assume you had like half an hour to an hour to build this as per usual events. And yeah, see if you click literally with the Lego bricks. There we go. You walk in and you're greeted at this desk, got a few computers here, and you had your choice of 3 roses. You had the pink rose, you had the red rose, and you had the black rose. I'm not, oh, what am I spelling? I'm not sure if the pink rose had been gifted before. These are only valued at about £6. You can usually get them 2 for 15, so that's like £7.50 or £6 on sale. There doesn't seem to be the pink roses available in this newer style, but they have made pink roses in the past. And actually these parts don't seem, is this what the instructions are? Are these the instructions to the newer one? Or is this a set? Oh, it's part of a wider set. So there are a few different roses in here, but this seems to be the rose that you were able to build, right? They do seem a little bigger than that. A load of botanical sets. The fact that there were only roses available, I think, was done just because they had to part all these out. It's like a make and take, but you have to book ahead. Let's see if we can find any of the roses. Come on, where are they? So when was this posted? Do we get to see when it was posted? or just that Lego posted it at some point. I don't want to make a comment. All right, I think I'm signed in on this one. Do we get to see when the comments were posted? That'd be a good one. When the most popular comment was posted, I assume it's fairly new. Sometimes you get some big Instagram accounts on here. So 3 days, 3 days, 3 days, 4 days, 3 days, 3 days, 4 days, 3 days, 4 days, 4 days, 3 days, 3 days. Yeah, okay, these are all from 3-4 days, and most of them are just talking about other people that have seen it. Messi? Is that the Messi, or is that just a random Messi? So 3 days ago would have been 4 days ago, sorry, would have been 16th, 15th, 14th, 13th, the night before. The night before, our Valentine's stream was probably already over. But you got to pick instructions for one of the 3 roses. The black rose is exclusive. That's why I'm looking at the roses here, because I know these parts exist in red and pink. Don't know how common they are in pink. Maybe they don't exist in pink. Maybe this isn't the rose that they built. I know they existed in red and pink. I wanted to see if they were available in black. And instead of, well, you got drinks. You did get drinks. I don't know if you had to pay for drinks. No one's really made that clear. There's been no one that's come out and spoken about their experience. Just a few photos from the events and people linking it and saying that they went in the comments. But you got all the parts for one of the roses, the instructions, how to build the roses. And that looked like, we're going to have to go back and watch through this all again, aren't we? Great advertising to posting to Reels. That looked like drink tokens maybe on the tray. Oh, nope. Oh, yep. Nope. Yeah, look. So I wonder if these were like drink tokens. You got 1 free drink while you were there. They did serve alcoholic drinks, so kids weren't allowed on their own. You had to be with someone over 18. But they do strike me as maybe like a drink token, something like that. And you also got a case for it. Yeah, that is definitely a different rose to what we were looking at. These are probably all paid professionals, knowing Lego, that have been able to experience this a little bit early, because this wasn't an event. Oh, we saw it. No, fresh way to click. Maybe some keepsakes. Maybe they were some keepsakes. Less swiping. The photo booth! I didn't even say about the photo booth! Alright, I still haven't seen images of this either. I assume this is a regular photo booth. You probably got the photos printed out. Look, balloon bar at the bottom. That would have been cool. That would have been really cool to have gone and done. With someone's left their photos though. They should probably come back and take that, unless they're from the other side. It would be cool if Lego stores had this. It would be really cool if Lego stores had something like this, and you do get 2 copies of the photos, which is always nice. Going to a photo booth with someone getting 2 copies, or having like 1 on display and 1 for keepsakes. But Lego stores, imagine if Lego stores had a photo booth. It'd have to be like on the way out. I get photo booth, maybe they just don't have a closed thing, because yeah, people can be weird in photo booths, especially up London. Yeah, there's a few weird stories I don't think I'll be getting into on a Lego stream. There are some weird ones out there. Maybe they have an open photo booth, or just a photo experience. Up London would be hard in Leicester Square specifically. I don't think it's doable. M&M World used to have one that was out of the way, like right round the back, round the corner of one of the lower floors, but they've got rid of that since. Lego might be able to have a photo experience like right where the Winter Lodge is, where the little fun section is. But I think it would be harder in their flagship store, and some of the other stores just aren't big enough to include them. But that would be quite a fun thing to add in. Maybe Legoland needs them. Maybe some of the Lego parks need photo booths and just some more photos from it. Yeah, that wasn't the rose. This isn't the rose that we were looking at. Let's see if we can get the actual rose. There's not many here. Look, this is all the roses. They look to be, how many petals on the outside? 1, 2, 3, 4. And it's this very odd shape. Maybe it is these roses. So they're only available in bigger sets anyway, because this is the slope that they're using. Comes in pink, comes in red, and it does come in black. Exclusively in Venom. I wasn't expecting that. Had pancakes with one of your uni mates yesterday. Ooh, nice. Yeah, we had pancakes earlier on today. Don't have to wait till dessert. No way. Venom exclusively has 2 of these. You'd need to pick up 2 Venoms. Or you could just buy the parts separately to make the black rose. Oh, you can't. 6. Buy. There are 6 available. Oh, we're on new quality. Why are we on new quality? There are some UK ones. 2 of each. If someone in the UK does want to pick up some roses, I would suggest, what happened to the mouse? I would suggest acting fast, because there's only 2 UK stores at the minute that have them. And if someone does want a black rose, they're going to go real quick. It'd be nice if we got the instructions, but given that they're the same as these petals, which are both in the bouquet of roses, they look like this one here. They looked like this one. No, because they had slopes, but they didn't have a whip, did they? Wait, is that a whip in the middle? Is that a... No, they look like bricks. But then these are the display ones. These aren't... Don't fall unless it's in love. That is a genius wet floor sign. I love that. Wrapping station. So you do get this little cone to pack them as well. Feelings may bloom. I get the flower pun. That'd have been funner in May. Wait. The rose was there at the start. Oh, we have contributed to like 5 of these views. There is a whip. There is a whip in the front. So if you wanted to build the roses, it's this big one here. And let's get up the set. Nice that they've recolored them. I wonder if this is a little tease that there are some black roses on the way that sell decently well around Halloween time. And it's perfect. It's perfect for Lego because we've got the Easter wreaths and we've had the Halloween wreath last year. Black roses for, is there another season of Wednesday? How did Wednesday end? Is there another season of Wednesday? Black roses would be perfect anyway. £55. And how many? Oh, look, right here. There's your instructions. Bouquet of roses, book 2 out of, nope, 3 out of 3. Wrong one. The big one, and they're paired with the little filler, but we can't complain about that. So for the head of the rose, we've got, here we go. An axle core. Yeah, we discovered the Arn. Oh, yes. When is season 3 of Wednesday coming out? Do we have a theorized date? Is there a leaked date yet? Or do we not know? Is it mysterious? Black whip, common piece. Black clip, common piece. All of these seem common pieces. I don't know about the green flower, but they're in flower sets. You can always get rid of that as well. No one's seeing that. All right. Again, these should be common in black. That's probably in the new sports car. Let's bring back Brickow. These have got to be in the new sports car in black. I'd be very surprised if not. I think I even saw Pose X-Wing. Yeah, they're in Pose X-Wing in black. I probably have a few of these that I don't know about. Nope, I do not. I don't have any of these sets, so kind of regret not picking up Pose X-Wing now. I saw this on sale in a game not long after this came out. Should have picked it up then, but just don't need any of these parts. There's like 4 parts on the front, just those pieces, so they should be fairly cheap. 30p is pretty cheap, bricks and bobs. So all cheap so far. Slopes, cheap as anything. Awkward to get your hands on these parts. There's not really a way you can go around using them, is there? We need them used on black roses at the end of the year. That would be perfect for them. And that's your instructions. So you want to start a bit later on for the roses. What's this? Page 6. You might as well part out the front bits as well. These sand green hilts aren't too expensive. They get used in a lot of Ninjago sets. How much are these? Because I do have a few of these. I do. Looking down at the desk, channel members, if you took a look at the community tab, Great Snow Blizzard, I see you're in chat. If you took a look at the community tab before the stream, you will see that we've picked up another Lego set. I'm sharing it with members. Don't worry, the video will come out. I don't know if the video will come out in the next couple of weeks. I hope so. You'll see eventually. But channel members get first dibs. First looks. Not first dibs, my set. 3 pence. Even this, 6, 7, 8 pence. Cheap as chips. If you were making them yourself. Oh, Noct. Noct. No, Noct has already come out in the magazine. This is the magazine gift. Noct, Drix. Oh, speaking of the devil. And Kerr. Also another magazine gift. We also got another one of the Forbidden 5. Still don't even know who they are. Sorry, awesome. I'm kind of excited. I got a few plans with it. And again, it's one of the smaller sets. There's so many small sets, 500 small sets. That's giving nothing away. That we're gonna use, we're gonna rebuild, we're gonna probably build a few other things with it, and I kind of want to combine it as well with another set. Maybe we can build. Yes, okay. Let's not spoil it. Let's keep the mysterious mystery around it. So I do think this bloom bar could be happening again next year. I like the look of it. I'd be down to go. If Lego brings the bloom bar to the UK next year, what day is the 14th? 2027, the 14th of February is on a Sunday. Maybe I'd go the 15th. Maybe I'd go the 15th after Valentine's Day, or like Friday the 12th if they want to do it. I think Friday's probably going to be just as busy as the Sunday though. Sunday, not a lot of people go out in the UK. It's still quite a religious rest day. Not that the UK is very religious. Yeah, no spoilers. Quick, change conversation. I think I'd be down to go next year, dependent on the day. The 12th or the 15th, I'm down. Lego, if you want to bring back the bloom bar, please bring it into the UK. But that is all we've got time for today. So I do want to take a little look at the Mando sets in a few weeks. Let me jot that down. Yeah, Mando. Oh, the set price. So we'll take a look. A couple weeks. I think we decided that between 1 and 2 months after they come out, maybe around May time, we can take a look at the Smart Brick and the Mando sets, and maybe I'll make that into a video. Or maybe we could stream it and have polls up to see what we think. See what we think is going to be the most expensive, and then compare it to the actual prices. Higher or lower? Yes. Okay. Higher or lower Lego set price. And I forgot what else I was going to do. But that is all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for hanging, chat. And as always, may the bricks be